We have scrapped title plans following Seth Rollins' injury. A WWE talent is strongly against Brock Lesnar's return, and John Cena might win one more WWE title. It's all in the wrestling news right now. So obviously, Seth Rollins' injury has kind of derailed a lot of storytelling recently. It feels like that was going to be the main thing pushing WWE forward over the next few months, and with his injury at Crown Jewel last weekend, it's kind of ruined all their booking plans and throwing them out the window. Obviously, we were looking at Seth Rollins, CM Punk for the world title at Saturday night's main event, and then possibly the Vision involved in War Games, and then it looked like, according to The Observer, Seth Rollins facing Roman Reigns at WrestleMania next year. This is completely out the window now.
Yes.
What do we do with all of these pieces that were in place that could have been involved in all these Seth Rollins
I'd say, what, Fraser, you go watch news video 1 from today as I hit the Game of Subs cup on the table, and you use AI, because that's the story that we broke this, well, not, we didn't break it this morning, we reported on this morning that they're going to start trying to integrate AI into storytelling. So that's obviously the answer to what this conundrum provides.
I think you're right. Well, also the Wrestling Observer reporting that until recently there were plans for the Vision to dominate Raw even more with Rollins as the world champion, and then Bronson and Breakker would have been the World Tag Team Champions, which makes sense with how they were being positioned. The fact that Finn and JD haven't defended those titles in months, you would expect those to be swapped over to the Vision.
Yeah, but I think I was saying this on the Cultaholic Wrestling podcast, which is live where you get your podcast right now. This might be a blessing in disguise, because the Vision is a five-smith you put back in there as well. I just wasn't buying it as a cohesive thing. It just felt like several goons put together for the sake of having a heel stable at the top of the card on Raw. Yeah,
it did in some ways. I certainly agree in the fact that Breakker felt bigger than that. Even now, Bronson feels bigger than being the third man in a stable.
He beat Roman Reigns, Fraser.
Only one of 2 people to do that since 2019. I'm intrigued though to see where the world title plans go, because Breakker held up that title over Seth on Raw. Do we see WWE transition Breakker into that spot with Punk at Saturday night's main event?
I think that's what you do. Sink or swim. Bron Breakker. Obviously he's going to swim because he's Bron Breakker. He's fantastic. If you watch NXT back in the day, he can be a guy who you can pin your sort of, not your promotion on, but your show on, because he obviously led NXT for a while there as the champion over a couple of occasions. So I think you just do that. Obviously the temptation would be there to put it on CM Punk. I think maybe, obviously the report there was saying that it could have been Seth to face Roman at WrestleMania. That could have easily been Seth and CM Punk to have their final big one at WrestleMania. It would have fit the bill for me. So I think the CM Punk or Bron Breakker are the 2 obvious ones, and for a good reason as well. Or I'll throw LA Knight in there as well.
Ooh.
He's been positioned as like, you always got to have, I think Matthew was saying this on the podcast, I'm going to take his work and make it seem my own. You've always got to have someone to sort of bubble under the surface, so when you get an injury instance like this, he's ready to go.
You can go with him.
So you could have LA Knight win the title, then maybe Braun take the title off him for a more heelish win, or just have maybe the title vacated if you wanted to do that, because it feels like Rollins is going to be out until the middle of next year. I think
it feels like it's going to be a long time. The original reports were that he could miss WrestleMania next year with this injury. LA Knight's a very good shout though. He hasn't dropped in levels of overness since Money in the Bank 2023 when it felt like he was going to win, and they just didn't pull the trigger on him. So maybe this is where we do. Also in the background though, you do have the big question mark over Brock Lesnar, because they could, with this injury, utilize him a little bit more on programming. They won't, because he probably cost them a lot of money, but they could bring him back. But from The Observer, there is some WWE talent that is strongly against Brock Lesnar's most recent return, saying that everyone in creative and much of the company was kept in the dark about Brock Lesnar's recent return and his signing. It was told to The Observer that some were strongly against it, and that some women on the staff were even more unhappy, with one using the term privately disgusted.
Sorry, Fraser.
No, continue, please.
Cut you off there. Even after there was a belief that Lesnar's return provided a momentary live pop, but many production team members don't believe the move moved the needle up for the past first week, and many felt the segment with R-Truth was embarrassing. That bit, the segment with R-Truth, I don't know if embarrassing is the right word, is it?
Yeah, was it the best use for either of them with their history? Maybe it would have worked, like, because we've had throwbacks to when he was Brock in the Bank. I just feels unnecessary to have Brock Lesnar back on screen and doing stuff. Like, there is obviously some people that is for it, but there's a lot of people that are against it, and it just clearly there's people in the company that are against it, that don't want him on screen and working within storytelling. But it does seem like WWE is planning to use him again in the future. There was reports a few weeks ago that he is tentatively planned for the Royal Rumble. He's planned for WrestleMania. So like with the Seth Rollins news, it could be that they'll start to push him back into that spot, appear at the Rumble, appear at WrestleMania. Maybe he will take that world title.
Yeah, it could happen. I mean, there was a reason why he was off TV for a good 18 months, and all of a sudden he was back on TV with no sort of like, here's what change being provided by the company. All they have to do is just provide us with that, which of course they can't for the time being, because there is a non-legal going process where Brock Lesnar has been named. There are a large portion of our viewership who don't give a hoot about that. Yeah. That's fair enough for you. I would like to enjoy Brock Lesnar being back, but there's always that little thing, because I read the documents. We all read the documents.
Yeah.
I don't want to be part of this thing, but I want to enjoy him, but I don't feel like I can fully until certain things have been sort of crossed off.
It's not nice to have that over the whole entire his return and Brock Lesnar as a thing.
Like, what changed? He was gone for 18 months, he came back. What changed?
Yeah, exactly. Well, looking forward though, we do have some news about John Cena. Obviously, Cena's retirement is coming up and he only has 4 more appearances left. He's got 2 on Raw, 1 at Survivor Series, and then Saturday night's main event on the 13th of December. The idea currently, as reported previously, has been him versus Dominic Mysterio.
Oh, so John Cena can basically complete the set.
And it looks like that might be the case, from the Wrestling Observer saying the idea of Cena winning the IC title from Dominic, which the match right now is planned for Survivor Series, and it being in play for his final match against Gunther, has been discussed. I think you're right on the money. Cena's going to complete the set, right?
He's got to, hasn't he?
He's had such a long career and he's never had that belt.
And then Sheamus will have tears in his eyes as he still can't complete the set.
If it's not Gunther, then it should be Sheamus having his last match with Cena so that he can win the belt and then retire himself, so he can rest as well.
Yeah.
There has been some speculation that Cena though would extend his retirement tour past that date in December. Looks like he's completely shut that down though.
Yeah.
Addressing those completely.
Yeah, he said this with a post on Facebook, like a mother would do.
Yeah, he uses Facebook apparently.
Despite any speculation or rumours, on July the 6th, 2024, I announced I would retire from WWE in-ring participation. I am far from perfect, but strive to be a person whose word has value. The 13th of December 2025 will be my final match, says John Cena on Facebook. And he also says, live, laugh, love, and has a picture of his little dog.
Oh yeah, it was a lovely, beautiful post from Cena. Obviously, he's keeping to his word, but it is such a shame that his last WrestleMania match is such a dud. Like, I would like to have seen him maybe have the run be WrestleMania to WrestleMania and have the whole thing being sold around the fact that this is his last time and it's good. You get to cheer him, you get to sing his music as he comes out, and it's not a bad match. We know he can put on good matches.
Yeah.
His match with AJ was great. His match with Cody at the SummerSlam was great. Match with WrestlePalooza, well, let's not talk about it. But he's had a good run as a face since turning back face, and I would like to have seen him extend that. But if he wins the IC title and gets to have a moment there, I'll be very happy for him.
Yeah, we can all see why the heel turn was done, but as Fraser said, it was a complete dud at WrestleMania. It's a shame that will be his last WrestleMania match, as was Satya, obviously hyping up John Cena's final match. He is going to say he's never going to wrestle again, but you wouldn't be surprised, would you, if he did have one in a couple of years' time, because it's wrestling, and nobody ever really retires.
Especially when a couple of years' time, it's WrestleMania Saudi Arabia, and there's a lot of big money involved. So
I'd be surprised if that was the one he came back for, but you never know.
You never know. It depends. They might want to stack that card. Cena versus Rock again, once in a lifetime.
Nick Khan will be putting WrestleMania in Boston, Massachusetts, and that's where he'll do it.
They wouldn't even put his last match in Boston.
Yeah.
They're putting in Washington, and it looks like it's going to sell out pretty quickly, even though the tickets are $11,000. This weekend, it's a big weekend of wrestling. We've got Wrestle Dream tonight, even. We've got Wrestle Dream tonight. We've got reactions right here on YouTube. There's predictions on the channel. We'll have What Happened At with Tom after the show. You'll have WTF moments on the Patreon this coming week. Also, Crown Jewel.
Crown Jewel as well. Yeah, I got delayed because I've been suffering with insomnia. I have, and Richard Wizzle as well, so we couldn't get it done before Friday. And then, the weekend's now, so we'll have it live on Monday.
Fantastic. Well, go and check out patreon.com/Cultaholic for that, and we will see you later on.